Radio, wrestling podcast featuring Ramen Bomber and Rav and the one and only Peanut. Woo! Jobber Radio, Jobber Radio, Jobber Radio, Jobber Radio. Bitches.
Fuck this stupid company, fuck Jeff Jarrett, and fuck all the people that are in charge of TNA.
Orton's such a feud killer, man. He just ruins everybody he's in a feud with.
I'm kind of excited to see the Pujami Prison match this weekend.
Why?
I don't know. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Jobber Radio, episode 52. I gotta say, we got a lot to talk about today, a lot of newsworthy things going on. But first of all, check us out at jobberradio.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Just search Jobber Radio. And how would you give us a little good feedback on iTunes? We would appreciate that just a little bit. Just search Jobber Radio. But I'm Jake, a.k.a. Bomber. We got a couple guys here today, including Lee, who just debuted one of his new series on the YouTube channel. What's going on, Lee?
Not much. Just really tired. But yeah, my initial coverage of the G1 is started on the channel, and I hope to just transition that over to a much more casual and less episode-heavy run of just covering New Japan Pro Wrestling tournaments and pay-per-views. So there you go.
Cool. So how about your other stuff? You got anything else you want to throw out there?
Yeah, we just had our 100th episode on my podcast, They Must Be Destroyed on Sight, reviewing movies. We did a commentary on George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, which sadly coincided with him dying a few days later. So I don't know if that's related or not. But
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's bad timing. But so we also got Scott in here. Scott, what are you doing? What do you got going on in your Scott world?
In Scott world,
I don't know. I didn't know how. I didn't know.
World.
Yeah, I didn't know how to transition that, so just threw that out there. It's
also
the thing now.
known as Canada.
Yes.
Actually, a lot of behind-the-scenes kind of stuff that's going to be actually turning into things later. Shooting some videos in the upcoming weeks. Some really cool opportunities with GPC, my website, guiltypleasurecinema.com.
Ooh.
So some cool stuff that I can't really talk about yet, simply because it hasn't happened yet.
Makes sense.
Besides that, working on production stuff and movie stuff for the GPC. It's been very slack on the updates. I know Matt gives me heck for that, so it is coming. It's just a matter of making it right. So that's on the way. And speaking of Matt, I know he'll be here in a second, but Facebook reminded me that it was like 2 or 3 years ago for the first of my videos on his channel. It's doing the Canadian exclusive stuff. So if you want to go read some amazing comments about videos I do,
I was about to say, I'm
check
sure
out
you
those
got
on
good
Rec
comments.
Proceeding.
I'm sure you got some great ones.
That's some good shit. Otherwise, no, things are good. It's ridiculously humid here in Thunder Bay, and I'm ready to talk about whatever.
Thunder Bay, cool. So
good name, right?
Yeah. So Zion, sounds like you just woke up same way I did. So how you
Took
doing?
a nap. Needed it. It's a sad day. I heard that Chester Cheesington died, and I was like, wait, that's just a cartoon character.
I know, the Cheetos will never be the same.
They will never be the same. I needed a nap. I did not get a lot of sleep last night, so I laid down on my bed and shut my eyes and went off to Dream World. And then I woke up thinking, oh my god, I'm late to the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
That's on Sunday. That's on, and who cares anyway? Because the pay-per-view looks like garbage. But I did discover chicken bites breaded with Cheez-Its at Walmart, so I'm gonna try those tonight.
Oh my god!
I saw that picture. That looks
how weird. I titled the picture "We Truly Have Lost Our Way."
Well, cool. We are going to talk about that shitty pay-per-view that you were just mentioning, Battleground a little bit. Well, hey, there are some redeeming things about it. We'll get into that a little bit later. But there's a couple newsworthy things I wanted to bring up. Basically, I just want to bring up this first thing that somebody mentioned to me on Twitter. Thomas Bingiston. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but yep, that's it. He mentioned that, well, first of all, he brought up that, yes, I paid $40 for TNA. And then
Good.
Yeah.
and then he linked a website that I don't know if it's a legit website or not, but it mentioned that TNA is now taking 10% of the wrestlers' indie pay. When, if they have a contract with Global Force, they're taking 10% of their indie pay, and also merchandise sales by Global Force are not going to them. Now, I mean, apparently the Observer, I think, is the one that is breaking this out. I have the article here. Yeah, the Observer.
I just double checked that to see who broke that, and yeah, it was them.
So, I mean, I have a hard.
Wow.
Get out of that fucking promotion,
Jesus
guys.
Christ,
So-
guys,
There's
seriously.
so many options. So many options now.
Consider that Hogan with AWA left
Wow.
because he was selling his own T-shirts, and Vern Gagne's like, "No, I want a cut of that. I want all that. It's mine." They're like, "No, fuck you." And then they went to WWF and figured out how to do merchandising and cut in the wrestlers. The fact that 35 years later, TNA, GW, whatever, is like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck this stupid fucking company. Seriously.
Magnus left.
And you're saying
Yes,
that you don't think you can believe it. If Meltzer reported
I'm
it,
having a
there's
hard
some,
time.
There's some. How do you have a hard time though? He knows a lot more people than you do that work within that company.
He knows.
So if someone,
he knows one person, that's more than.
if anybody's gonna know about it, it's gonna be him. So yet another example of Jeff Jarrett being a fucking slimy piece of shit.
He's a carny crook. That
Jesus
motherfucker.
Christ, man! Before he was trying to take from actual wrestling fans, like the few people who gave a shit about Jeff Jarrett, he was taking from them. Now with that stupid gold scam, now he's literally stealing from his own boys, his own talent. Get the fuck out of that company, guys. That company is fucking cancer. And there's so many opportunities. There's so many other companies. You can go to Japan. You can go to Ring of Honor. You can go to WWE. I mean, like, it can happen. They're hiring everybody right now. So just
Magnus left.
fucking stop
he did the
giving
tapings.
them the time of day. Fuck this stupid company. Fuck Jeff Jarrett, and fuck all the people that are in charge of TNA.
Okay.
And that's what it is. It doesn't matter if you try to call it Global Force Wrestling. Everybody still calls it TNA. It's a fucking joke. Fuck that company.
Okay. Well, there you go. The only reason I was saying that I was having a hard time believing it is that I can't picture people like going through with that shit and being like, okay, I'm okay with this. I'm gonna sign this contract. Like I have a hard time thinking that people would take that shit for Global Force that isn't. I mean, like you just said,
We're in a weird legal area, though, how we don't know. The Observer will confirm or deny. Like, they'll not let that rest. But you got to think of it, like, if with the shit they're trying to pull with the Hardys, they're probably trying to say the language of the contract means this so we can do it. Even if when they signed it, it didn't mean that. It could easily be something like that.
They came to a verbal agreement with the Hardys. It was like what? I think they said it was $15,000 for the broken gimmick, and then Jeff Jarrett immediately went ahead and just announced that no, there's no deal. What the fuck is wrong with this company?
Which I believe also cost them $5,000 to do it because the legalities of them saying stuff about the deal is
both
you
sides
pay
are supposed to
money
keep
for
their mouths shut. But I think I think it hadn't been signed yet though.
Not yet.
I think what had happened was that they came to a verbal agreement and they were going to sign, and then Jeff Jarrett was basically like,
Anthem.
you know what? Actually, I want more money because I can't get enough money from fucking ripping off my fans, asking
Anthem
them to
did.
buy gold and sell gold. God damn it, man.
Anthem
no, but
had
I
the
think
agreement with the Hardys.
but
Jarrett
I
fucked
think I think Jarrett is the one making all of the decisions, though, and this reeks of him because the Anthem is full of a bunch of people who have nothing to do with wrestling. They're not. They're
They
just
bought
getting
it so they had content for their network.
Yeah, they're getting into it for like to become carnies, but Jeff Jarrett is the original goddamn carny, and like all of this reeks of Jeff Jarrett.
Anthem is Fight Network here in Canada, and they are the broadcaster of Impact up here. So the more content they have, the more they can produce, the more they just have their own in-house shit. It's literally, we don't want to lose one of our main things, let's have it. And hey, we own it. Now it counts as Canadian-produced content, because, Lee, you know, there's a law on that. Mm-hmm. Canadian networks have to air a certain percentage of Canadian content, so that's why you see so many sports teams aired. If they own that, technically, I'm sure they can say it's Canadian. So they want to just broadcast the fuck out of it, and that's a big reason why I'm sure they bought it. Jarrett, though, like you said, he's the original Carney. That's a good nickname. That deal with the Hardys, they were also wanting 50% of all merchandise, and that's when Matt went, no. No, we got to work that part out. Not happening. So instead, he went to the rest of his GFW locker room and said, we're going to take all of it. So, what the fuck? I don't want to believe it, but I can easily. No, I can easily believe it. But I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's ridiculous.
They seem to think that their company means more than it does, because they still think that they're number 2, where at this point there's no way in hell they're number 2. They're not number 2. They were at one point, they were for a while.
Yeah, they were easily.
But they are not.
Point,
yeah, they are not the number 2 anymore.
They're probably number 4 or 5 at this point.
But it's just like when people like what was it Crazy Steve or whatever that was in that tag team that I liked with Abyss. Like even he fucking left and got signed by WWE. So. Like, there's no point in being in this company when they're like literally treating their talent like second-rate hacks, and then some of this talent stays. What I think is going on though is I bet you a lot of the main event guys have different deals. So a lot of the main event guys that have been there for a while probably aren't subject to this, and they're not having the same outcome as some of the younger guys that are coming in trying to get a name for themselves. But like, if you're one of the main event talents in this company, you are perpetuating this company abusing talent. And, like, just get out. Stop it. You are one of the reasons why they can do what they can do to the lower-end talent. Fucking leave. EC3 could easily make a living on his own outside of TNA now. Maybe he's afraid because they own his gimmick. Maybe he doesn't want to lose it. But, like, Bobby Lashley could easily make a living outside of TNA. Like, you have to make a stand. This company has to fucking die. Because it's just, they've proven time and time again that all they're going to put in charge are fucking hacks and losers and con men. Fuck them. They need to die. I hate this company. I feel so bad for all of the talent within.
Yeah. Speaking of abusive main eventers, how about that Alberto?
Oh my God! How they didn't fire him on the spot?
That was next. Yep.
That was next. Okay.
I figured you were going to segue in. I understand the idea of suspension while you investigate. That happens with UFC all the time. That this is kind of a weird thing, but there's an allegation of a thing. Well, we're not going to fire you, but you're suspended, and then they work it out. Okay, cool. You're fired, released, or all as well. I kind of get what's going on with that, but there's so much history showing that no, this is a bad thing. Fire this man. But no, we're going to suspend him indefinitely. However, tune into Impact, watch him here, and we're going to promote him as our champion. It's like, no, you don't do that. There should be a rolling disclaimer saying something the entire time he's on TV. For that reason. Like, you can't suspend him when you're literally not suspending anything. He's not going to be back until August for tapings.
Yeah,
what did you suspend?
They just tweeted out that LAX still targeting Alberto El Patron, and I'm like, what? Like this? Like was posted like an
thing on
hour
their
ago.
YouTube channel about the saga of how LAX has wronged Alberto and they shouldn't be doing it, and his dad's involved in it, and all this stuff that they've pre-taped and they're airing anyway of the suspended wife-beating world champion.
Now, okay,
what?
What are they gonna do if he kills Paige? Like what are they gonna do? And I've said this openly many times. This is not gonna end well. Like this situation between the two of them will not end well, and I hope to God it doesn't end in someone's death. But the way that these two psychopaths play off of each other, this is a classic. All of a sudden, we wake up on Twitter one day and one of them is dead, if not both of them are dead. Right. Like it's not gonna end well. And this stupid company. I got into it with so many people on Twitter over this because there's so many people that were saying that like, oh, the suspension was the right way to go, but like WWE wouldn't have fired him. I guarantee you, his ass would not be employed right now in WWE.
Oh yeah, he'd be gone.
Yep, gone. And it doesn't matter if he's the WWE champion, Intercontinental champion. Those are called fake belts. They don't exist. There's nothing real about it. What's real is the potential side effects that the company can face if the situation gets even darker than it already has. And this fucking carny company, Jarrett has the balls to say, well, we got to keep the top guys. Even when they might beat the shit out of their spouses.
And that's I've seen reports of that where it's like the Jarrett and booking type people want to protect the boys and sweep it under the rug, while the Anthem media people are like, the fuck are you doing? We're a multimedia nation company. What? No. You can't do that. You can't allow that.
They're trying to treat Anthem like money marks and run the company and just say stay out of it. But Anthem doesn't want any of that shit. So,
but here's what I was gonna ask you guys about this story that's out there. What did you think about Paige's reaction to this though? Have you seen?
No, she's wrong.
No, she's delusional.
She's delusional. So you think she's wrong?
I
Delusional.
think she believes it, but she's
For those
not
that
seeing.
don't know, folks, we should explain it. She came out and publicly said that she was actually being investigated for abusing him. But then anybody, like, there's a bunch of people I follow on Twitter, specifically one that works for TMZ, and he's one of the guys that broke this open. But he breaks open a lot of wrestling stuff, and he has contacts and stuff, and he actually got like a statement from the local officials saying that no, they're only investigating Alberto, not her. Yeah. So like they have evidence, especially the main thing is that her family's all over this.
Yeah.
So like if dad, mom, her siblings, they're all saying
her brothers are like, we're scared for our sister.
Yeah, there is a history of him not only, yelling at her, but actually physically beating her. And now they're investigating Alberto for this. And yet, who out there fucking believe? Like, I can see what's happening. She has this syndrome where she thinks that this is her man, and sometimes he hits me. It's not a big deal. Exactly. I'm hard to deal with. And like, yeah, of course, don't believe her. Believe the fact that there is evidence against the man beating the woman. I'm not against the idea that yes, there are cases where it is the other way around. Women do abuse men. But in this case, the family is saying it and the authorities are saying it. Shut the fuck up. Listen to facts. TNA, you need to fire his fucking ass.
Alberto is also the president, spokesperson for Combat Americas, an MMA company. Yeah. They have released him from that position.
Yeah.
Of course, because that's what you would do. That's what you would do.
Exactly it. The real legitimate sporting company has removed the fake guy who's a figurehead from that position, who is legit. He did MMA. He's a legit whatever. But the wrestling company with pre-taped stuff, who can edit and determine what they put on broadcast, has kept this man as their unified champion face and promoting it. They could easily just say, like, whatever, let's promote other stuff on the show. We'll air this, but it's all about Lashley right now. It's all about this other stuff. Just cut him out of the promos. They could easily do that. They're not.
Here, I'm not even kidding. As of us, when we started recording this, 38 minutes ago, Impact Wrestling tweeted, "Still to come, ... Will the tactics of LAX persuade at Pride of Mexico to join their faction?" And a picture of Alberto.
Yep.
38 minutes ago.
Fucking it is Thursday night. Impact is airing right now the second episode with the world champion who has been suspended by that company because they happened to tape it.
Yep.
And this whole thing makes sense too, because they brought, like, they had, say what you will about Dixie Carter and her idiots, okay? They were all fucking morons. But at least they've been there for a while, okay? So they knew what was going on. They thought that the appropriate thing was to get rid of them. I agree. Dixie Carter and her fucking minions should have always been eliminated. But they thought that the solution was to bring in the guy who never drew a fucking dime with TNA before her. They thought that, oh yeah, let's bring in him and his, oh, I see that GFW, oh, maybe we'll convert it to that. The organization that for like 2 years hasn't drawn a fucking dime to the point where Jeff Jarrett had to beg people to sell money and get scammed into an autograph. And they thought this dude was going to be the one that would save and now they're calling it Global Force Wrestling when who the fuck, nobody even fucking knows what that is. And if they did, they're a smark like us, and we make fun of it because we know how stupid it was.
Oh yeah, it's a better
Christ.
Brand name, but they should have started with that.
Like, should just start over from scratch. I mean, not taking anything. Just start over completely.
True.
Like destroy the company and start a brand new company and put your money behind that, because no matter what they do, if it's TNA or GFW, there's a stank on it, and nobody fucking wants to smell that stank.
Yeah, you don't clean up the old 30-year-old shit-encrusted toilet. You just buy yourself a new one.
I love how they took all that and they took the name off it and put the Impact name on it, saying we got rid of the TNA name. It's for reals here. And then a couple months later, oh no, we're gonna put a different name on it. It's a name that didn't work elsewhere. We're gonna put that name on it. That's the real one now. Like, why should we even believe you? Like,
but I mean, I assume they're just. They're just going back to somebody who was there, somebody they were familiar with that actually did a decent job with TNA when it was around, when he was there, but
it never made money.
Jarrett
though.
sold him a bill of rights. Jarrett sold it on him. I can do this for you. Look how much I did before, and he took credit for it.
Yeah,
they've never been out of the red though. This is what I'm talking about. Like, why would you? Fine, maybe he did a decent job for some of the booking. Like, he has the X Division under his belt, so he had some of the better matches that were booked there. Mm-hmm. But they never made money with him.
Yeah.
So why would you go with the dude who had countless years?
Probably because there's no one else. out there.
You know what? That's what I kind of think happened too. Is that I think that they probably tried to sway certain people to come take over the company, and he was it. Because he's a fucking carny shark, and he's the only guy that would be willing to come in. He'd be like, you know what I'll do? I'll come in and I'll force the boys to give me 10 to 15% of every shirt they sell. Like, oh my God.
No, he gets that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's enough of, I guess, Global Force talk.
Good.
To start the show. There was just a couple of headlines there, but I guess there's another headline in the WWE right now. I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but wow, I did not know Jason Jordan was Kurt Angle's son.
Oh, fuck off. Jesus, this is stupid.
A picture of it was during Angle with Booker T, and he tried to like rape Charmel.
Yes.
And it's like it's that equals Jason Jordan.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great if they went back on
Queen
that?
Charmel actually retweeted a similar one where she's like, "This is too funny."
Yeah, she
the
did.
day before they put it up.
Yep.
The fact that Daniel
thoughts.
Bryan made jokes that Chad Gable is his son, and people have been posting about Regal and Pete Dunne, and it's his son. Like, they know that this is a dumbass fucking idea, and a credit to Kurt Angle, he's owning it.
He sold it. Man.
Oh, he was great when he was crying in the ring and stuff. It looked so fucking great.
I think people told him, like, if you didn't know better, you'd think Kurt Angle really believed it.
Yeah.
Like, did anyone not tell him the story? What the fuck? Honestly, the only salvation of this, and I have to think this is where they were going from day one, is that something's gonna happen. It's like it's all a lie. Like it'll be outed. Like that's the long term goal from day one.
There, doesn't it?
I hope. Yeah, but I hope that was the plan from the start, not just. No, this would be a good plan. They look alike. What's the plan? No, he's a son now. No, like that can't be where they ended that idea, right?
I hate this entire thing.
Yeah. Oh no, it's stupid.
I mean, as much as I'm a stickler for old school stuff, this isn't fucking 40 years ago, guys. And this stuff, you can't sell it anymore. You're asking the fans to suspend their disbelief to this level. It just makes it so much harder to fucking throw any other bullshit their way that you're trying to get them to buy after this. It's ridiculous. Everyone knows he's not his fucking kid, and it's just a stupid storyline to buy into. It's just so dumb, and it doesn't work.
The only thing, I mean, I'm not like hating on it yet. I mean, it is a little silly. It is a little silly. But I'm not hating on it yet. The only way I will get really mad at this whole angle is if this ends up being Kurt's only match, like down the road. He ends up facing Jason Jordan as his one match, like to come back. That would be bad. I would not like that.
You know what's ironic about this, though, not ironic, but a coincidence that you brought this up. Mm-hmm. What about your illegitimate son, Woody, there?
That's not happening. You know what? No, no, not happening. Fuck that guy.
Why are you treating him so bad? Why are you treating him like a redheaded stepchild?
Because he is. Because he is.
I do like that custom title, though. He took my advice. I do like that.
Yeah. Anybody wondering what we're talking about? We're talking about stuff going on Twitter about our prediction league. By the way, if you want to get in on the Battleground prediction, we do have a little prediction league on JobberRadio.com. You can sign up, take part, and compete against other people, and it's fun. You just check it out. But
what we're talking about is you being a dirty promoter.
I'm not a goddamn.
You're Jeff Jarrett.
But he's also as bad as he was in his backyard days. He doesn't push himself.
That's right. I don't. Well, first of all, I can't win.
He doesn't put himself over.
I can't win a fucking match. So I mean, that's a different story. I wish I could, but I fucking can't.
So. I wanted to get my 2 cents in on the Jason Jordan thing.
Yeah,
Even though,
go
like,
for it.
It went over like a fart, obviously. And
it
like when
great.
it happened, I was like, I mean, he does kind of look like him, and I've compared him to Angle. I've said like one day he might be the next Kurt Angle, but like why didn't they go with Gable when Gable was a legit Olympian? Like, wouldn't that have made a little more sense? Like, made it a little more comfortable, and also, we all like, not all of us know this, but Kurt Angle does have an affection for black chicks. But like, I don't know, that's just a little odd too.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, he doesn't. Jason Jordan looks way more like Kurt Angle than Chad Gable does.
But I mean, like, I don't know. But my biggest problem, though, had nothing to do with that. My biggest problem, one, by the way, I'm predicting this is going to fail miserably. Because Jason Jordan was never interesting on his own. He only became interesting when he became a tag team with Gable, because Gable had the personality to help kind of break him out of his shell. On his own, I don't think he has it at all. Like, or at least he doesn't have it yet. And I don't think throwing him into like a semi-main event story angle is going to do anything for him. But like, the biggest problem that again we're running into is yet again another NXT tag team that had at least 2 or 3 good years, and they were super over, that WWE just fucking destroyed. Why? I don't get why they're doing this. Like, a tag team comes up, give them a fucking chance before you're like, well, obviously Vince doesn't see Gable as the star. He sees Jordan as the star, so he's going to break him up. Well, obviously Vince doesn't see Enzo as the star. He sees Cass as the star,
Correct.
so he's going to break him up. Like, give him a fucking chance.
Honestly,
Vince, they've got like 10, 15-year careers here. They're young guys now. It's not like back in the day where they were hiring, older guys from WCW or something like that. Give them some fucking time to learn their craft, and learning their craft in a tag team is like the best possible way you could do that. It's a lot easier than working singles. Like, why? Like, they didn't give American Alpha even remotely a chance, and they were fucking over at one point, and then they just destroyed them.
You know what makes me mad about it too? They at least gave them a shitty title run. They never gave Enzo and Cass a title run, which just pisses me off because they were the better. To me, they were the better over team.
But yeah, agreed. No, I said this back then when Enzo and Cass came in and Alpha came in. They were the equivalents. They were like, here's the new hotness. They should both be the new champions. Enzo and Cass take out New Day, American Alpha, first SmackDown tag champs. We didn't get either of that. We eventually got Alpha winning a throwaway tag title match and lost it in a throwaway and didn't even make Mania, and it was embarrassing. The one saving grace I can say for Alpha is they didn't turn on each other in the breakup.
Yeah.
Right?
True,
so you can
kinda...
easily still have them team relatively reasonably. Like, that's the
when's
the
Raw
last
now,
time that
though?
happened. I know.
You mean
but
later?
Saying, like, they didn't.
Yeah.
They're not enemies. Yeah, they're not enemies.
That's
which
true.
normally,
No,
like,
but the not breaking, like, at least they gave Cass and Enzo the respect of breaking them up because they felt they were important enough to do that. They cared so little about American Alpha that they just kept them off TV for a while and then just put them on different brands.
It feels
didn't
like
talk about it at all.
It feels like something I'd said this before, but they are making these guys pay their dues to see how they can make it as singles. Like, did you not watch NXT for the past 4 years? They paid their dues, you assholes. They already have. They don't have to go through this shit.
They do it to everybody, though, man.
It's got to make you, like...
Vince does it to everybody. It's maddening.
I know the Revival's, like, on a kind of different level, but, man, it's got to make you kind of scared for the Revival, because they bring in these teams...
Oh, it's early yet. It's early.
They bring in the club. They fuck the club. They bring in Enzo Cass. Fuck them. Bring in American Alpha. Fuck them. So now the Revival, who is... I would say, obviously, the best of the 4, but, I mean, goddamn, you just got to be scared that they're going to completely just fuck them. Can you imagine those guys as singles right now? I mean, goddamn. No.
They'd be nobodies. No. Yeah, they'd be absolutely nobodies. And they seem to favor the guy who looks more like Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one. There you go. They seem to favor him, and every time that they start to favor one, you got to think, like, Vince is back there stroking his dick going, I want to see Dawson as a singles. Yeah.
No.
They just can't. They can't unless it's somebody who's probably one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet, like Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn, like somebody who has all this time already kind of built up and they have the experience. They seem to absolutely shit on everybody that comes in that's a male that is one of their homegrown NXT talent. Like, why do they do that? I think Lee's right, is that they're just trying to, it's like, oh, you gotta pay your dues. Hey, how about we make money instead, fuckface? Like, I'd like making money and having, there's a reason why that wasn't Meltzer was talking about this. And I know everybody says that I stroke Meltzer's dick, but like, hey, the guy has the numbers. But he was talking about how this is the lowest engagement rate between fans and company that they've ever had. And yet they have a network that pays their bills right now. Like, how is that possible? It's like, you would think because they have a network and they're reliant upon the fans more than ever, they would be doing a lot more to engage the fans. But instead, I feel like what's happened is because they have the numbers they want, they're complacent. They're like, well, we got it. So there's no need to try anymore. So now we can do whatever we want and put the belt on a fucking jobber and just destroy all interest in SmackDown.
Dude, I can kind of expand on that because they've taken this element of it being everywhere, and it's almost as ever-present. There's nothing must-see about it. It's always going to be on. You're never going to miss much. They're always going to recap it. You don't have to watch it on Monday. You don't have to watch the pay-per-view. There's 2 more this month. They've made it so it's diluted, and it's always there. Like, you have to kind of want to make people miss it to make them want to see it. And
the only
it's
must-see
too
stuff.
much.
was Enzo and Cass. I thought was pretty must see when it first happened.
Yeah.
Now they've booked that into hell because Enzo's a fucking geek, but I'm sure we'll talk about that. And then the Joe and Lesnar stuff. I'd say the main event stuff on Raw has been excellent.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
been really
Yes.
good. If it wasn't
That-
for
that's
that, I would
important.
go back to just not watching because that's
And
what
AJ on SmackDown.
I think they jumped the gun on that one big time.
I'm happy.
with
I'm
what they want.
always behind
Yeah.
AJ, but you know.
Well,
Get into it.
yeah, I'm still on. I'm more on board with Raw at the moment. I mean, Raw is definitely doing the better shows right now.
At the top end.
Yeah, for the
The
most
mid-stuff is kinda
part.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, I did want to bring up your little Bailey who got a win this week at randomly
Okay.
over Alexa Bliss. What? How?
I know they fucked up, didn't they?
Like how fucking random, right?
Well, no, I mean they gave her 2 wins in a row. They gave her a win in the tag match, and they gave her a win in the
Well,
singles. It's
I don't
because-
count
But
tag matches,
I have a
but-
feeling that it's because they're gonna probably put Sasha over Bailey, and
Yep.
again, I think they're sowing the seeds of a heel turn for Bailey. I really think that's where we're going. Unfortunately, because Bailey again is a natural face, but the reports keep coming out that they think that Bailey is going to be a great heel. It's like, but then she has no character. Like she has literally no character because her only character trait is that she's like a super fan. So what the fuck is she gonna do as a heel? Again, another character that comes out from NXT that they immediately battle against the natural progress of the character just because they're like, I want to do this instead.
And remember, it's like you want to take the character and put him to 110%. Why would anyone think anywhere ever Bailey equals heel?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then her and Sasha like bitching with each other a little bit. It was friendly bitching, but that was again to me that's sowing the seeds that Sasha's gonna beat her, and then it's gonna make Bailey jealous, and Bailey's gonna cost her the match at SummerSlam.
Isn't that going to be
It's like-
great? How Bailey is going to turn on Sasha Banks, and Bailey's going to be
Yeah.
the face, and Sasha's going to be the. I mean, Bailey's going to be the heel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're going to cheer Bailey if she turns on Sasha. They'll cheer her.
Well,
But
maybe.
you're not supposed to. But they will cheer her still.
I know. I think it's
It
just
will
gonna kill-
backfire on their face.
I think it's going to kill Bailey dead. I mean, she's already really low right now, but I think that will be the end of her and then Vince will be like, "Oh, see, couldn't get over."
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn
she
it. Even
sucks.
though she was one of the most over women wrestlers when she was champion, but yet they're gonna turn her and give her a shit deal, and that's gonna be the end. I mean, that's the death of it all. Like, god damn, I'm sick of bitching and moaning about the company, but anybody could run it better. I mean, like,
Yeah, they don't give you anything to really get excited about.
I mean,
it's like
there's some good things.
But the problem is how much watching. Like in the Attitude Era, we only had 2 shows. Okay, and I mean, like for when it was really hot, we only had the 1 show. We had Raw.
Yeah.
So you only had 2 hours to really base your judgments off of. So like, there wasn't a lot of stuff for them to write. Now I feel like there's so much fucking wrestling that they only pick and choose certain things to care about,
Yeah.
and then everything else they're just kind of throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you. Like, if there was this much content to fill back in the day, it would be the same. Like, there would be shit that you just like, God damn. I mean, there was some back then still,
Oh,
but
there was, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
even at 2 hours a week, there was times on Raw where I was just like tuning right the fuck out because it just wasn't all that good. But I mean, with just this oversaturation of stuff they have now, with filling 10 to 12 hours a week or something like that at this point, it's like it's way too much, man. It's just I have no interest in keeping up with it. I've watched in the last week in 2 New Japan shows, I've seen better worked matches than I've seen in like the last 2 years in WWE.
yeah. I mean,
I mean, it's really that bad. Like you're saying, there is some good stuff in WWE, and every once in a while you start getting these really great matches and stuff. But for the most part, it's the same guys over and over again, and I don't give a fuck. And I just watched like 2 like potential matches of the year in this last week in New Japan, and they're just killing it. And WWE's just fucking dying, man. They're just
I mean, they're not though, because they're actually
money-wise,
it's
they're not.
Their ratings are doing terrible.
It's
But the money
content-wise,
they're-
yeah.
Yeah, the money they're making off the network though, they're actually doing really well.
Isn't that great
So
how that
it's-
works?
it's a trade-off.
Revenue-wise, they're doing great, but content-wise, they're just like, God damn, what's happening?
Oh God, yeah.
Really
it's
weird.
Well, so I want to talk about the Enzo segment though,
Okay.
and just how fucking terrible that was. So Enzo comes out, cuts a great promo, by the way. Like I would say that was a main event level promo. The
Yeah,
dude,
of course.
he can fucking talk, man. Like
Yeah.
he's great on the mic. So during the promo he goes like, Cass, last week like, you were basically a sucker because Big Show got in the ring and you walked out. I would never do that. So then he calls Cass out. Cass comes out. Enzo walks out of the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? He's like, I would never do that. And then he gets out and goes, I got you. I'm smarter than you. And Big Show comes out. Cass proceeds to beat the living shit out of Big Show. Enzo runs in. Cass just swats him away like a fly with a boot and walks away like the biggest face I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It was the old Rusev thing. You remember when they would have like multiple American guys attack Rusev, and they'd be like, "Oh, that evil Rusev." It's like, wait, no, but there's multiple guys attacking him, and he just fended them off on his own.
Yep. Just destroyed him.
Oh my
No, there's a
God.
bigger baby face. It's Braun Strowman. He survives a dastardly heel Roman Reigns damaging him in an ambulance, and he walked away, the super baby face, on his own power.
I think I figured out the segment though. So Big Show is obviously in the like shit doghouse right now for his comments with Jericho, where he was like, I hate TV, I don't want to do it. So they're like, okay, well, you're gonna go out there, then you can get your ass handed to you by like the new guy. Like he to the point where he made him bleed. And they really obviously have a very low opinion on Enzo. So they had him look like a fucking little nerd who one contradicted himself immediately and then ran in and didn't even get a couple punches in, just got booted and destroyed. Vince's hard on for Cass has to be legendary. The veins have to be pulsing.
Did
But
you
yeah.
not
Yeah,
see his
he's not that
entrance
great.
at Great Balls of Fire? That one picture
yes.
where he covers up the sea.
Yeah, big
ass.
Big ass. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I think without a mouthpiece, he's in trouble. Like if like
He's
I said,
already floundering.
If they just brought Carmella over, she's a heat magnet. People fucking hate her. Bring her over from
Yeah.
SmackDown. Make her his manager. They're already a couple in real life. I'm sure they would love that. And there you go. You have someone that speaks for him. But him on his own, when he talks on the mic, he sounds like a slow person. He's like, "Hey, Enzo."
So he sounds like Scott Hall.
Oh, he sounds like he's missing a beat. Like I would prefer if he sped up his promos by half, but he doesn't do it for me, and he was never that great in the ring.
Yeah.
So what is there to him now?
It's just
Yeah,
his size, man. He's big.
Yeah, he talks like he got kicked in the head by a horse or some shit. Like,
He's
fucking-
huge.
Without Enzo though, you can see his faults just
Oh,
bleed.
I saw his faults with Enzo. You could
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
even back in the day. I
Yeah.
said it many times. I was never sold on Cass.
They shouldn't have split him up. They should have made Enzo his fucking manager. Just
Yeah.
made him his mouthpiece,
Right?
and great heel run right there.
Just do a gimmick where they say like he got hurt, but he's not like he can't wrestle. But just say he got like a Daniel Bryan thing. Just lie, like he's got a bunch of stuff. He's not cleared for a year, and just have him fucking manage him. Like, and Cass would be a much more effective babyface anyway. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
And literally look at what they have also on the show. They've got a big guy with a limited move set who can't talk well, so they put him with a guy who can talk really good. It's called Brock and Heyman. It's on
Yeah.
the same program. Fucking do. I know Cass is nowhere near as good as Lesnar. That's not what I'm saying, but it's the same formula. Literally, put them together. They're always together. Have Enzo be the mouthpiece.
Yeah. I was actually funny thing. I was thinking about that on my way home from work today. I was thinking about managers, and I was thinking about how it would be nice to have some back. And as much as I was fighting against making Enzo a manager because I just liked him, I wanted to see more of him, and I know he's not a good wrestler, but I was like, you know what? I mean, it just makes fucking sense. It makes sense. I would like to see more managers, and Enzo would be a perfect one.
Yeah,
But-
he's a manager who can take bumps. I mean,
Yeah, that's also the
what more
big
do you
point.
need, man?
Yeah, he would be great. He would be that little cocky, like in your face, little small punk, and then bam, he can take the bumps. But
Yeah, he goes around starting fights. He gets in people's faces and starts shit.
I think he could end up
great.
being like we're talking end of the road, like one of the top managers possibly at the end of the day. But I mean, you know,
Easily memorable. Like
They-
that formula works for heel or face.
yeah,
So
and
he
they
could be
don't
like
they don't
The
do
only
managers
problem with him,
really.
though, the only problem with him as a manager is that he would have to switch gears and focus on getting his guy over and not himself, because his promos primarily get himself over, and you can't really do that as a manager. Even
Yeah,
as
I
a
know.
heel, like you've got to focus
That's
on
true.
your.
I
And
feel
I
like
don't know
he
if
could
he's
probably
capable
do
of
that,
doing
though.
that.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
would
if
be
he
in he would be in danger of being like fucking Diamond Dallas Page, where they had him with like early incarnations of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, and they weren't getting over at all, and he was totally getting over as a manager.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess.
Positives though. Positives we can talk about for Raw before we move on to the pay per view.
Braun.
The main event stuff is fucking fantastic. Like it's
Yeah.
they better do the 4-way, because if they do the 4-way, I am really excited to see that, because I really do feel like they might be taking the title off of Lesnar. I think that it's starting to show how thin Lesnar is as champion to them, something that all of us already knew in advance. Just in general, though, I think it could go to anybody. I mean, I think Roman's probably a stretch. Roman's probably not getting it until WrestleMania because, again, Vince with his giant veins in his penis. But I could see them throwing the belt on Joe. Joe has been the best fucking thing in the company.
He's been good. Yeah, one of the best things. Yeah, I see it going to. Yeah, I also see Joe.
But Braun could get it too. Braun could get it.
Braun. Yeah.
Yeah, Braun definitely, but
transition could go from either, like, if Joe or Braun get the title, then that would give a matchup at like Royal Rumble or Survivor Series for Roman to get the belt from one of them. There's different scenarios. I'm just done with Lesnar again. I mean, like I've said this rant so many times. He's fine when he's on, but I just feel like his matches never live up to the hype that I hope that they would.
I know we talked about it on the when we were streaming during the Great Balls of Fire show, but what was everybody's thoughts on the actual, just the main event of the Joe versus Brock main event?
It was a letdown. I was in the minority. I thought it was a letdown. It was entertaining. I thought it kicked off so good. Like, that was fucking spectacular, with Joe jumping in from behind and then throwing him through the announce table. I was like, yes! Yeah, this is what I want. Like, give me, even if it's only 6 minutes, give me, like, a fucking brawl. Like, have Lesnar come back, throw him through the barricade, get in the ring and go all out. But then the problem was that it started slowing down because Joe just kept trying to put on the Coquina Clutch. And it just killed the match. Like, the momentum of the fans wanted blood. They didn't want a Coquina Clutch. And I get that was the story they were trying to tell. And I also thought it was really fucking weak that they beat Joe with one F5.
That was.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I liked it. I like the one F5 thing. I wish it would be a more common thing.
I know. It made Joe look weak. It made him look weak, though.
To your point, Bomber, you wish it would be more common. That's cool. However, it isn't, and it really made Joe look weak.
Unless they can finally start transitioning back to making a finisher an actual fucking finisher.
Yeah, but you're not going to see Lesnar again until SummerSlam, and then not for months. He's the wrong one to do it with, and Joe's the wrong one to do that with. If Lesnar came out and F5 people and pinned them like nothing, okay, but don't do it to the monster standing up to him like no one before.
It's already too late too, because we've already had Undertaker kick out of multiples, Cena's kicked out of multiples. It's too late.
Roman
You can't start. Roman's kicked out of. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. If anyone should not have been beaten by one F5 of the whole roster, it's Samoa Joe.
Maybe it's just because I like people getting beat by one finish. I've just always liked that way better than 25 finishers
in this context. Though, it is the most inconsistent thing, and it made him look incredibly weak.
I don't know how.
Had to fucking kick out and then have Lesnar put a submission on him and have him like pass out. That would have put Joe over like even more huge.
No, I think he got over plenty. I think Joe got over just fine.
If he Stone Cold Bret Harted it where he passed out, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
For that. It would have been so much better. Where he kicked out an F5. What if he kept kicking out? Like, you can't pin him.
Then that just makes the move look fucking... That makes the move look weak. That makes the finisher look weak if you just keep kicking out.
Now, let me tell you, though, everybody else already makes it look like that. So why is the guy that's more badass than all of them?
When you say everybody else, let's look who we're talking about. We're talking about John Cena. We're talking about The Undertaker.
Roman Reigns.
We're talking about 3 huge
Big Show
guys.
Has 4 as well.
Was kicked out before.
How long ago was that? That's probably when Big Show was That's probably when Big Show was on that same level, though.
Why does it matter, though, how long ago it was? People remember it.
Because Big Show was probably on that level as Roman Reigns, and he was at the top at that point.
From a booking standpoint,
all the guys, Samoa Joe literally is the one going toe-to-toe with no fear. Why'd he get beat so quick? With only one. Nobody else in Lesnar's past, whatever. Goldberg, especially. This was a more adept version of Goldberg, beaten in one. Oh, it just doesn't ring true compared to all the others.
I liked it.
The biggest problem with it, though, is that he hit it after Joe was just like locking on a submission for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, he caught
Joe
him.
kept trying to do Kiki clutch, and then so Lesnar didn't really. Basically, Lesnar hit it when he didn't have momentum, and it was a desperation move, and he still beat him, and that's why I thought it made it look really.
Joe
if they had a straight match, if they were both exchanging moves, and we were kind of at the heat of the match where both guys are hitting moves on each other, and then Lesnar hits it, I might have been able to accept it. But the fact that Lesnar was prone. Desperation hit his finisher on Joe and pinned him, I thought was weak.
But no, you guys see the way they're
Joe
booking
was
this,
in
though.
No danger. And the fact that worked. If Joe had held on to his detriment, and that's what caused it, fine. That's cool.
But the way they're booking this, though, they're kind of making it not like Brock is scared, but Brock, you can tell Brock has a little more hesitation, a little more like not that he's afraid of Joe, but that he knows Joe is a serious fucking threat. And
how much more hesitation would he have if it had took 3 F5s to put him down, like it took Cena, Undertaker, and
Goldberg?
I think it makes it look. I think to me, it makes it look like catching Joe like that. Actually, to me, looks like out of a desperation move, out of nowhere, like where he's getting a submission put on him, and he just scoops him up and slams him down with it. Out of desperation, I think, to me anyway, I think that's better telling of the story, showing that Brock is actually getting the win via desperation, as opposed to having to hit it like 3 or 4 times.
But that means all the ones he's ever hit when it wasn't out of desperation weren't as good.
Yeah, and here's the story here.
You fly both ways on it.
Here's the story I read from this match. Basically, this move that they had hyped up was going to be the big fucking Lesnar killer was an absolute failure because Joe put it on him multiple times and couldn't get the submission. Here's how I would have booked it. I would have booked it that he hits the F5, Joe kicks out, Lesnar freaks out, Joe keeps coming at him, and then Lesnar takes a fucking count-out loss. He runs away.
God, people, oh my God. Mad Zion would have shit all over your face with that one.
That's not true. That's not true because I understand. Good. But my
count-out
thing
main
is,
event? That usually hurts pretty bad.
It usually hurts, but
on
again,
a B show, come
on. Great Balls of Fire is not a B show.
It was a B show.
It's A+.
It's actually a C show, really.
The crowd would have been happy seeing Joe stand tall.
Yeah, here's the thing. Joe stands tall. Lesnar is afraid. He's running scared, and people are looking forward to the next match where Joe can get his hands on him. You can put a stipulation on the next fucking match, like put it in a cage, whatever. Some way that Lesnar can't escape, and then he's back right into a wall, and he's got to fight.
And you know what that does? That gives the impression that the champion's beatable, and this guy's got his number. I don't have that anymore.
Well, ideally,
he beat him in the middle of the ring. No, Joe said you've escaped, but
Ideally, I've wanted them to just have a fucking great match. Like I don't want
I think they
desperation.
Did, though.
No, I don't think they did. I think that it started really good. Like I was hyped because I'm like, fuck yes, this is what I want. But then it just turned into your usual Lesnar match. He just did his usual suplexes as always. Joe tried to lock on a submission, his sleeper. But like ideally, I would have liked them to have a knockdown, throwdown, like everybody is standing in the arena watching them exchange moves with each other situation. But instead, it ended with a whimper. To make Lee's suggestion better, I think the best outcome they could have done is had Joe kick out of the F5, have Lesnar like go for a pin again, and have that's when Joe gets the submission on. He locks it in. Lesnar's starting to pass out. We'll say like Lesnar rolls with Joe through the ropes to the outside. Like Joe makes Lesnar pass out. He gets back into the ring, but he can't get Lesnar into the ring in time, and there you go. So like you have the argument that he did beat him, and people are satisfied with that, and they will still want to see a rematch. But with this one, like I felt like I really didn't want to see a rematch all that much because Joe got beat. And I know you keep saying, oh, no. He did. I mean, when you get your shoulders pinned to the mat 1, 2, 3, it makes the interest in a rematch kind of meh. The only reason I'm excited is because now it's a 4-way. If they had said, oh, now we're doing Joe and Lesnar again in a rematch, I'd be like, well, I saw it, and it wasn't as good as I had hoped it would be. So I don't care about it. Joe lost.
I can see your reasoning behind it, but man, I would love to see a rematch between these two.
Oh yeah, I'm still excited for it, but I think they went about the wrong way. Like, it was a very definitive thing. Like, yeah, he beat him pillar to post, but
I still think
beat him clean in the middle. Like, that's fine in all regards, but not when you're building him like this and have future plans. It's like, it just felt weak.
Just give him one kick out.
You remember the Twitch stream? Matt's like, really? That's it? Wow! Like that was
I remember.
A legit natural reaction, and
that's
telling it.
I really don't think that that's that much to ask when you're
No.
trying to build a guy as the biggest badass on your roster. Give him one kick out, have Lesnar look like Jesus Christ, what just happened? Sell it like this is a huge deal. Joe gets up, he's groggy, and just have Lesnar hit another one and it's over. And then I think it's acceptable.
Because I understand you want to make that move more legit, and I'm with you on that. And there's no reason they can't do that. But this was literally the wrongest time.
And not just his. I mean, that's one of my more old school aspects where I like one finisher ends the match. The whole time you fight to like not get hit by that finisher, and then when you do, it's like
that's
game
good,
over.
and that's fine. But it ended at WrestleMania X7.
Probably it was a long time ago.
And I'm with you, but of all the times for that to happen, you got to see where we're talking about that. I'm not trying to change your mind, but you can see what we're saying.
I definitely see. I totally see what you guys are saying.
Like,
I see.
What are you doing? This was a bad idea.
Yeah.
However, if they add in Braun, who had that awesome stare down fight with Joe, and Roman, who's killing it, literally with ambulances. That'll be great. That'll be a train wreck and a half. It'll be awesome.
It'll be good. The whole thing I just want to say is the closeout for me is I don't think that the way it ended hurt the match. I like the way it ended, but I don't think that it hurt the match in any way. That's just how I felt about it.
It was a fart. I don't ever, and in part it's Joe's finisher that also was a fart. Is that I think everybody wanted to see a battle, a war. They didn't want to see Joe trying to get a sleep.
I don't think this is the end, though. I think they're going to have another match later on. This could be
but it hurt something
chapter.
that I thought would be a classic because, like I said, the first 2 minutes of that match were perfect. I was getting goosebumps watching how cool that opening was, and then they started exchanging stuff, and then it just turned into a regular Brock Lesnar match. He just hit his suplexes.
They could be holding the classic for a bigger show.
No, but see, you can't do that anymore. In this day and age, when you have a situation, this was the first time that Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe were going to have a match together. So this isn't a situation where it was, well, maybe we'll hold it out and have another one. No. This was the first time. This was one of their few dream matches. A lot of people, like myself included, thought of this as a dream match.
It was, yeah.
So imagine having like Michaels and Undertaker at WrestleMania, but it's their first time at WrestleMania and going, but we're going to do one next year, so don't go all out, guys. Like, what? No, don't do that. Like, go all out, and if it's really good, people will want to see another one.
That's what I'm saying.
But it doesn't have to be WrestleMania. It doesn't have to be WrestleMania.
Classic. It could have been a classic, and instead it was just all right.
Think back to all the promotion for it. It's the dream match. It's the amazing match. It's the guy. They can't keep saying that. Like, I mean, they always do. Tony Schiavone was the worst back in the day. Like, it's that kind of thing. Oh, it's going to change our business. And then it wasn't, because you got to watch it next month. It's
on
that
Raw
stuff.
Afterwards, where like I tweeted about this and I was like, Michael Cole, every other sentence was like, the greatest pay-per-view ever. God damn it! They say that after watch after Battleground. I guarantee you on SmackDown they're gonna go the greatest pay-per-view of all time. Like it means nothing anymore when there's actually a match that's really good because they just say everything's good now.
Yeah.
It's so corporate and sell out.
Man, we don't have enough time for this shit, but there's so much shit to talk about. But the main thing that we gotta go over Battleground a little bit, not the whole thing, but there are so many other things.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I want to talk about that I still am not on board with SmackDown right now is goddamn. At least they got Ty Dillinger in the kickoff show, but he's still. What the fuck are they doing with Ty Dillinger? I mean, I am not the hugest Ty Dillinger fan, but fuck.
He's NXT and he's a male, so he has to pay his dues, and they're going to treat him like garbage, and then by the time they give him a push, it'll be too late because people don't care about him, and Vince will say, turn him heel, it'll go great, and then it goes terrible, and he goes, oh, kid can't get over.
But like 3 months ago, he beat Aiden English on a fucking kickoff show. Now, coming this Sunday, he's doing it again. I don't know if he's going to win. I mean, I fucking hope so. What
happened to bringing in this, like, new talent like that and just, like, giving him a run, like, push him, get them on fire.
Yeah, and
but instead what happens is they debut them with fire, and then they like make them vanish for a couple weeks, and then they bring them back, and they don't really do much with them, and then they're like, see, kid's not over. It's like you take him off TV for a few weeks and don't say what happened to him. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
But the
he
thing
wasn't
is,
hurt. He was just doing house shows.
Dillinger's still fucking over big though for some. I don't get his thing.
They'll take care of that, Jake. They'll take care of that.
I don't get his fucking thing though. That's. I mean, I know he's got 10 and like everybody fucking loves it, but that's one thing that I don't get about him.
But unlike,
he's got really good babyface energy. But I don't think he's that great in the ring. But like I said, there's something about him when he gets in the ring and he starts doing the 10 and he gets the fans to go along with it. I feel like he's got like that X factor, and maybe the wrestling will come eventually, even though I doubt it because he's already been with the company one other time. He was in fucking ECW, like when they rebooted it, and then they fired him and brought him back. So I think this is as good as he's going to get skill-wise, but he's at least got like good charisma and good babyface fire.
Unlike the WWE, Jake, you understand that, yeah, there's something there. I don't know what it is, but there's something there. But you're not going to not push it because you don't understand it. That's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah, they're kind of doing it, but they're kind of also not doing it with... Like, they were doing it on NXT, sure, big time. But here, they're kind of not doing it.
Well, that's what I mean. NXT, they know, there's a thing, push that.
Yeah, they actually did it.
Over here, I don't understand that thing. You're small. Why
when I went to NXT show here in Charlotte, when the people were going fucking ape shit over Ty Dillinger, and they were just the 10 chants were the loudest thing in the fucking. Well, Shinsuke had the biggest reaction, but second biggest was Ty Dillinger, and it was insane. I couldn't believe it, but I don't know. That's his thing.
You know who like I can't believe I think is my favorite call up besides like Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn, like the main event guys, is the Drifter. I fucking love him.
I wanted to talk about him too.
I can't believe it, but yeah.
Isn't it great how his gimmick was garbage in NXT? It didn't work in small arenas, but on a larger scale, I think what's going on is that it feels more like a concert. Like it feels bigger, it's more open, and I feel like the gimmick starts to actually work in larger arenas instead of the NXT crowd. But he's fucking fantastic. Yeah. He's a true heel. I miss those people. I miss somebody who is only there to gain heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although that guitar shot he did there.
Oh yeah, unprotected.
Hey, you know what that means? Time to move him to SmackDown, make him world champ.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus. Yeah.
It probably helped him. I mean, as unfortunate as it was that the guitar shot was just a little off and cut open the back of his head there, it's just like,
made him look vicious.
Hey, yeah,
it did. It made it look good, but the bad thing is, if he's going to be going into a feud with Finn Balor, or if they finish it, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that.
No, I think that's it. I think that was the payoff. I think that was their way of moving Finn to Bray without having the Drifter lose any heat.
That's good.
He already lost heat when when Finn pinned him the previous week. I think this was the perfect send-off because he got a little bit back, so he can move on to something else, and Finn can move on to Bray Wyatt. It was really good booking. I actually really liked it. It's just too bad that he was terrible with his aim.
Yeah, but I'm still they're fucking Finn up too, so I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Let's try to talk about a little bit of Battleground here. First of all, just right out the gate, I want to know: are any of these matches? Are you guys excited for them?
No,
at least one, just one.
I'm trying to remember what they are.
Well,
I just voted in the fucking poll in
prediction
the
league.
Prediction league.
Yeah, I gotta get
I can't remember what the matches are.
Okay.
I mean, the main event obviously will be the glorious train wreck of that.
Yeah, the Punjabi prison match, obviously. Orton.
Owens AJ was the one I was looking forward to, but I think they fucked it up by putting the belt on AJ. Because I actually think Owens is going to beat him. Because I think that's going to be the story. I think that they're going to keep.
But I thought there was this stuff about Owens being hurt and taking time off.
Apparently he's not. He's still working. So.
Oh no, he's still going. Yeah, he's not hurt. That's the automatic reaction. Why would they do a house show thing? He must be hurt. It's looking like they filmed it for his DVD or some shit.
But I think the idea is that he keeps getting caught and losing something, and then he keeps getting it back because like it's already happened to him once.
Yeah.
Now it looks like it can happen again. I think AJ's got a brighter future. Well, I don't think you can say it's brighter, but I think AJ's probably going to be one of the guys that challenges Jinder soon. And there's really keeping the United States title on AJ. The only thing I could say is that AJ could go after Jinder while he's the United States champion, claiming that like I represent the United States. Like they could do that, but like then you're wasting your mid card title. But I don't know. Just it took all the heat away because AJ winning the belts now it doesn't matter because he already did.
You call it the mid card title, but right now that title is fucking way higher than the WWE title.
Yeah.
Way higher.
Jinder, me and Scott agreed that Jinder winning the belt I thought wasn't as bad as some other people said, and I said let's give him some time. I've given him some time. He's awful.
Yes.
He's awful. I mean, it's just the problem is that I have no interest in seeing what he's doing, and it might be in part to the fact that they will not get Orton away from him. I'm assuming after this they will.
That's what I'm hoping.
Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal, and they just keep it going.
I'm sure part of it is probably Orton. Probably is Orton a little bit.
Orton's such a feud killer, man. He just ruins everybody he's in a feud with.
I mean,
Well, the worst part about the world title feud right now between Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal is not Jinder Mahal. I feel
probably
it's Randy Orton.
I think everybody thought, hey, we're going to give Jinder the title to, increase things with India and all this stuff, but I think it was an excuse to bring back the Punjabi prison match. That's what I think.
Yeah, because everyone was clamoring for that shit.
I think that's the whole thing was about the fucking Punjabi prison match.
No,
and I don't even care, guys.
not.
I don't even care. I'm going to say it right now. I'm on record right now. Boom. I'm kind of excited to see the Punjabi prison match this weekend.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I know why. I'm looking forward to seeing what Orton does to the Singh brothers.
That too? He'd probably fucking toss him off the top of the cage, impale him through the other side. Yeah.
Their head on a pike or something.
Yeah, that'd be
This is
great.
what you do.
I don't know, man, but for real, something about this match, something about it.
No.
It hasn't been
It's
around
the
a long
unknown
time.
factor.
It's sucked the past
The
two.
unknown
None of
factor
them
is
have
what's
been
got
good
you.
though.
But look who was in them though. I mean, you didn't have guys that were.
Look
Well, I
who's
mean,
in it
I
now,
know.
though.
Goddamn, I
Look
I
who's
walked.
in it now.
I walked
No,
right
here-
into that.
Here's
I
the
walked into
thing,
that.
Bomber. The real problem with the fucking Punjabi prison match is it's so fucking hard to see in the ring and see what the fuck's going on with
That's
those
true.
weird ass Punjabi steak cages or where the fuck they are,
Yep.
fucking rotisserie
Bamboo.
fucking things. It's just bullshit, man. It's like it's just a cage match that's really really hard to see.
You know
It's
what's
like,
funny?
great.
You know what's funny? I was looking at they posted the stuff from this past SmackDown on Twitter, like all the pictures and stuff. You couldn't even see a full a clear shot of their faces because of the cage obstructing the pictures.
2 cages.
Yeah, I know.
Bamboo
It's
and shit.
yeah, you got a good point. It is pretty it's pretty hard to see in there, but I don't know, something about it. I know it'll probably be a dud, but something about it right now. I want to see it, but hey, that's what they do. But
Yeah, what a weak ass pay per view card though compared to Great Balls of Fire.
But here we
yet,
go,
What
yeah.
a way shittier name for Great Balls of Fire.
here we go. Let's just a couple other matches. We got Cena Rusev flag match.
Oh, God, what
What a
are we
waste
in
of
the
both.
fucking 80s again? Yeah, both these guys could have an awesome match, and instead they're gonna be climbing up trying to grab a fucking flag nobody gives a shit about, and then Cena dropping a 9/11 reference is why he's gonna win. Like, oh my God, what
Fuck
the
off.
fuck,
Don't worry,
man? Fuck
Mr.
off.
America will take care of the heel Indian.
What
It's
was the
all
point
building
of
to
an-
that.
What was the point of announcing him as a free agent right away
And then
if
come
he wasn't
back to
going to be
SmackDown?
up on Raw?
Yeah.
Like at least make an appearance and just say solidify the fact. He's gonna at SummerSlam. It's gonna come into play. I think he's going to face somebody. If it's not Jinder Mahal, he's gonna face somebody from Raw, and that's probably why they did it. But at least have him just pop up on Raw. It would be a fun little segment, even though again it destroys the entire point of the brand split. But hey, fuck it, they don't care about the brand split. I knew they never did.
Do you think there's any way Rusev wins the flag match?
No,
Nope.
He's done.
Nobody. He's done. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Cena
It's
doesn't-
too bad. It sucks.
I do hear a lot of people saying that's the way he can take the loss, but not take the pin or
No,
submission
but
or whatever.
Cena doesn't lose on comebacks ever. Not one.
Especially not a flag match.
Well, then you know what? I mean, this could be the perfect opportunity. I'm just saying. Just
I
put-
know,
good.
but what is
It
Rusev
could.
gain though?
What does he gain? Then he gets a win over Cena. I mean, not a pinfall, but a win over Cena.
Yeah, but
That's
if you're not
pretty
pinning
big.
Cena, then it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, it's just a
guess.
fake win, basically.
It's a fake win. Yeah. No,
I
it's just
guess.
Cena's gonna beat him real good. That's.
All right,
I'm
well.
I will put. Here's my boldness. I will make that my my highest point
top lock.
percentage prediction. Yeah, because there's no Rusev doesn't have a chance.
You're gonna
It's
top
America.
lock Cena.
They love sucking the dick of America.
I agree. I literally can't see them having Cena lose this.
Yeah. The only
Considering it's a flag match. He's
I'm-
oh.
The
Shit,
only
I
thing
may
they
top
love
block
more than
Jinder, but-
sucking America's dick is talking about how many kids that are gonna die they help.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
God, I'm getting so sick of it. And people are gonna say that, oh, Matt, you don't have a heart. I'm watching professional wrestling. I don't care about Make-A-Wish stuff. I'm glad they do it. But every single episode of Raw and SmackDown, they take at least 15 minutes out of their time to talk about look at how much good we're doing in the world. And when they put a fucking heel like Stephanie McMahon, like I remember one time on Raw, they had a segment where she was a bitch. They
Wow.
were fucking just all over her ass. They were booing her, and then they're like, commercial break. Oh, here's Stephanie helping this little girl that's gonna die soon. Like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like,
That's how it
Keep
works.
her away from her.
what does she do? She eats children, for fuck's sakes. Keep her away from these kids.
Yep.
I get that they do charity work. That's great. I hope all companies do, but you don't need to tell us every 5 seconds that you do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
contradictory.
So anyway, moving on here. SmackDown tag team titles on the line. Usos versus the New Day. Will the New Day actually take the titles this time? What do you think?
I
No.
don't think so.
No.
So-
Scott,
No,
what do you
they've got-
think?
This is the
I wouldn't
long-term-
be surprised, but probably not.
Really? Okay. I mean, because
It's-
everybody thought they were going to win the at Money in the Bank. Why do you guys get? Why are you changing your mind?
Because they didn't. Now
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't think they
Yeah,
will.
because they didn't win it. Yeah. Yeah. They have one more match after this. They'll have one more, and it'll be like a gimmick match or something. That's when they'll do it. But isn't it hilarious that I still think New Day is super stale? Like, if anything, they are so goddamn just the norm now. But they'll keep them together for years and years. But they will break up someone like Enzo and Cass, who are doing awesome sales of merch as well and getting great reactions. But they'll break them up right away. Like, they won't give them a chance. But yeah, New Day, it's like this would be a prime time to break apart New Day and let them kind of go together. Like, it's overdue. But they're going to keep them together for like another 2 years. They will not break them apart.
Big E needs to be given a fucking rocket strapped to his back for the main event, man.
Heel run, man. He could do so much. Kofi, I think, would be a good mid-card dude, as always. And Xavier, probably fucked, but he'll have a job for life because he does the up, down, down stuff. He's really big with their YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, Big E is a potential main event guy.
Xavier's also really big with Paige.
God. Yeah, but no, I can definitely see Big E doing that. But goddamn, man, Kofi Kingston, something about him. I think he's got like 8 tag team titles, 8 intercontinental titles, 8 I don't know whatever other mid card title. Like there's nothing like anything he does now. It's just okay. Well, there's another one. There's another one, and none of them are really memorable though.
See, that's part of the problem when you get a guy in that kind of position. When they can't win the big one, you start to think they can't win the big one.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to ever do it, then why are you there?
Yeah,
And
I mean that's why
a
for
real
me
danger,
he's in the perfect slot right now, being in
Exactly.
a group like this. But I don't know.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, I also don't see Usos losing the titles. I like the Usos as champs. I want to see them hold them a little bit longer. I think this is their best work they've done, as I said before. But
You know who should still be the champions right now? American Alpha.
American Alpha. I'm not going on that one. Nope, not doing
No,
it. Not
agree
agreeing
with
with that one. Nope.
Why? What are the Usos doing that's so good? The only thing that they've done of note with this title run is called out Xavier for having sex with Paige.
That
Other
was
than
great,
they have
but-
done- but other than that, they've done nothing that I've remembered even remotely.
Their whole look, their whole demeanor now is way better than the whole
the
bullshit.
aura, the aura. Okay, I get it. You like the
God
aura?
No,
I feel like you were just waiting to fuck. You were just waiting for that. I feel.
Honestly, I was going to say that no matter what you said.
Yeah. They're way
No,
better.
How about their matches? Are their matches good?
Their matches
Alright.
have always been good. Their matches have always been like
Because
solid
American
matches.
Alphas are amazing. So what's going on here?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue that they didn't fuck up with American Alpha because I agree with that 100%. But I'm just saying, yeah, I mean, Usos, they've always had good matches. I never liked their whole bullshit, bright colors, cheesy chants, and all that kind of stuff. I like their, like, almost, I don't know, like, thuggish kind of like, fuck you, we're just going to beat the shit out of you kind of deal. I just like their attitude now. They seem like good heels now, as opposed to being bullshit baby
When are they
faces.
going to start doing their drive-by shootings? I can't wait to see that.
That would be awesome. Not gonna lie, that would step it up a notch.
They're better than they were because I fucking hated their old gimmick.
Yeah.
It's better, but it still just kind of seems like generic thugs instead of having actual characters. And again,
I mean, that's
they've only done one thing of note as heels, and that's called out Xavier for fucking Paige. That's it. That's the only fucking thing in their entire run so far. That's the only thing anybody will remember.
Well, so far, but I mean, they still got a ways to go, so we'll see.
Who
It's
else are
been
they gonna
since
face
Mania.
Yeah, who
They
else are they
won
gonna
the
face
week
after
before
this?
Mania.
Who are they going to face after this? Well,
What do they have?
hopefully they get a real fucking program with Breeze Dongo because they are the best goddamn tag team going right now. I mean, shit.
SmackDown is
On
so
SmackDown.
fucked. SmackDown is so fucked.
On
They
SmackDown.
just Raw took everyone, and then Raw took them and broke them up.
But see, that's true.
We're gonna take the best tag teams, and we're gonna break them up.
Yep, that's like a fuck you for the writers to the writers on SmackDown. But no, for real though,
Yeah.
Breeze Dongo for real is one of the best things going as far as definitely tag team wise on
I like that
SmackDown.
You know that they lucked into that.
Yeah,
I
they
like 'em, but
did.
They're not credible though. That's my problem. Is that they're a really fun comedy team, and I
Yes.
really like watching them. But they've done nothing to make them a credible team. And I know what they'll do. They'll have them.
They've been getting all wins though lately.
but they'll have the Usos like take a fluke loss against them, a non-title fluke loss, either like a 6-man tag or something. They'll get a pin, and then they'll be like, oh, well, they're credible now because they beat them one time. But it's like, but their gimmick is that they're jokes. They're really entertaining. They're fun. I like them, but I can't take them versus the Usos as like a serious thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just want to know what's going to happen with Breezango at the pay-per-view because they're supposed to find out who attacked him.
You know who it is? It's just going to be the stupid fucking
Ascension
Legion ripoff. It's going to be Ascension again. It's a running joke. They're just going to come out again, and they're going to be like, I can't believe we didn't see it.
No, I hope it's Big Cass. He attacks everybody.
That'd be great. The Big Cass is attacking everyone. But I did feel it was weird how they have back-to-back attack angles on Raw and SmackDown like that. But anyway, moving on. We kind of already talked about Styles, Owens for the title. I don't see. I mean, you see Owens winning the title back. I still don't really see that. But I mean, who knows? I mean, could happen. Anybody like Lee Scott? Who do you guys think is gonna walk out of this one with the title?
I was gonna go with AJ on this one.
I'm thinking AJ as well.
Yeah, I think Matt Zahn's going a little homer on that one, but
I
like it. But...
too much on his gear to not have a longer title with it. He asked Vince, he's like, Vince, seriously, man, I'm gonna spend like $200 on my gear here. Like, I'm gonna keep this for a while, right?
Well,
yeah, I'm too busy stroking it to Big Cass. Oh my God, look at how big he is.
Well, moving on. Shinsuke's in a premiere match. We're talking top-notch match against the Lone Wolf, Baron Corbin here. This is weird. This is a weird match here.
No one was really clamoring for this, were
No.
they?
No. I mean, I assume...
not a knock on Corbin, but it's just like, really him and Shinsuke?
It's weird to me because they were pushing Corbin really big, but they put him in a match where he cannot win. I don't understand. Like, there's no way he's going to win this match, I think.
That's because he's Money in the Bank. He doesn't have to.
Exactly.
It's true. Because remember what they do when somebody wins Money in the Bank, they go on, like, the biggest losing streak of their career.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It doesn't make sense.
Because that way, later on, when Baron Corbin has the title, Shinsuke will be like, I beat you, I want the title.
No, but, like, that whole booking is so stupid, because it's like, when the guy has the Money in the Bank, I think he should be winning nonstop. So it makes him look like a credible threat to the title. But then they always have him lose, and then their mindset is, oh, well, he just won the belt, so everybody will forget about that. No, fuck that. He should have been winning every fucking match, so he was a huge threat. And then when he wins the belt, he's now the huge threat who is now the guy, and he should be impossible to beat.
And
but they're looking weak.
There is a flip side on that, where you take a guy like Seth Rollins who lost a lot, then cashed in, because you end up getting a champion that's beatable in the eyes of the audience. So all the good guys are going to come after this scrawny prick who kept losing. That's going to sell you on seeing guys face him.
Yeah,
that should not be Baron Corbin. He should not be that guy. He should be the badass guy dominating.
Yeah,
Rollins
he should be the Braun Strowman of SmackDown.
Rollins never got credibility, though, until he came back from his injury. I don't think anybody really respected him as champion because
that's what I mean.
They only saw him as the guy who lost all the time.
And that's what I mean. They set him up as the guy who lost all the time. So when he got the title, it was like, oh, he's a beatable champion in that Flair kind of way. Not comparing the two, don't get me wrong. But in the sense of, like, he's a guy, I'm going to pay to see him lose. I'm going to pay to see Miz lose. I'm going to pay to see Rollins lose.
I can't name a single Seth Rollins title defense that.
No, me either.
Like, man, that was so good.
No, but that's it. He ended up always winning in bullshit ways that it's like, oh, well, that was kind of shit. It didn't work. If that's what they're doing with Baron Corbin, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's not the guy to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. He should be destroying things.
Corbin's his best when he gets on the mic and tells people that he doesn't give a fuck about wrestling. He just likes money. Essentially, Corbin has the Brock Lesnar gimmick without the badassness.
Yeah.
He's like, you're all a bunch of nerds. I'm here for money, and that's cool. But now that they took away talking smack, that's the end of that. Say goodbye to that.
All right.
Still after pay-per-views, but not the regular show. But
yeah. So another match: Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis. Kind of rematch from their match on SmackDown and stuff. But man, I mean, this is another match where I feel like Mike has to get the win because he's a new guy coming in, but. I don't see Sami losing, though. This is a weird match.
Now, Sammy's the kind of guy who he could lose 1,000 matches and people will still react to him. He's basically like a new Chris Jericho, in my opinion.
He's like a Jericho or a Razor Ramon back in the day. He can afford the loss. He'll be fine.
I feel like a lot of these...
That's his job.
A lot of these matches on this card look like they're obvious winners. Like, obviously, Ty Dillinger should win. Obviously, Sami Zayn should... Mike Kanellis should win. Obviously, Shinsuke should win. Obviously, fucking... to me, AJ should win, but I mean, you know, obviously Jinder Mahal should win. Obviously, Cena should win. The other matches are kind of up there, but so many of these matches seem like obviously somebody should win. I can't picture all that happening. They got to be throwing some curveballs somewhere.
I mean, I couldn't have imagined that at the previous pay-per-view all the heels would win, but they did that.
They did do that, but I can't picture them doing that so many times in a row. Like, I feel like
I'm just saying. I'm saying
can.
if they did something that I didn't imagine they would do once, they'll do it again. Like you're giving the company too much credit.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I just think some of these matches that we think somebody's going to get upset somewhere.
Or I've heard back in the day like them talking about how like the WWE sometimes would do what you thought they would do because they thought that you thought they wouldn't do it.
Oh, and you think he's joking, but he's not.
They've talked about it.
And I'm going to be honest.
That's do the obvious.
So Mike Kanellis will win because, of course, he will. He's the debut. But that makes all the sense. So we got to have Sammy win. But no, that's what people will think. So Mike will win.
See, you know what? I'm not going to lie. That's kind of what gets me on the prediction league. I'll think about these matches too goddamn much, and I'll pick Sammy for those certain fucking like factors. And that's what always fucks me over. But
you gotta just go with how they think, and they think in the most simplest, uncomplicated terms possible.
I should change my philosophy and stop overthinking this shit. But last match rounding out the card here, we got the 5-way elimination match. Happy to see it's an elimination match. That's pretty cool. The women's number one contender, basically, who's gonna face Naomi. We got Tamina, Natalya, Lana, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. So you would assume a heel wins because they're going to face Naomi at SummerSlam, but will it be Charlotte?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's the answer.
Honestly, I like the match, but I have no idea.
Yeah, I picked Tamina just because, okay, maybe.
I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, you would assume it's a heel, but Lana just lost to Naomi 3 fucking times in a row. Squash job, some of them.
It's gonna be Charlotte. It's SummerSlam, so they're gonna give the payday to the bigger talent, and Charlotte's the biggest talent in the match.
But then you got face versus face, and we know how.
I mean, they don't. But with women, they can get away with it. With women, they can get away with it.
They just Charlotte and Becky.
Yeah, it'll be Charlotte, but I mean, I still don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I feel like it's been a while since they gave Becky her dues too. So, I mean,
that's who I'm pulling for, but that's not who I'm picking on the thing.
I mean, my gut reaction, who I would want it to be, would be Natalya, but I don't know. This is a match. This is one of the only matches where I think it's a legit toss-up on who could get the win, but I don't know. My mind says it's got to be a heel, but
my body is telling me yeah.
Yeah, but there you go. So I don't know. I just like the fact that it's an elimination match. I always like elimination matches. They always add in like fun elements and stuff. So
Same here.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as Battleground goes. We kind of ran through the card there. I do want to ask if there is one upset out of the matches we just listed. What would be the one upset? Do you guys think if they do an upset on the card?
Owens and Styles.
Owens would win.
Yeah.
I think the biggest upset would be if Randy Orton actually took the title off Jinder.
Well, that would be the biggest upset, but do you think that would be the likely upset?
I could
easily see them doing it.
No,
I could see them doing it for sure.
I could see it, but I cannot envision that actually happening. More than any other outcome, no.
To me, that would be the shock of the pay-per-view, to me, be honest with you.
No
matter what happened, that would be the shock of the pay-per-view.
What is Orton good at doing when he wins titles?
He's good at losing to Cena.
He's good at screwing all things, all pushes, and all new, fresh things up. That's what they do.
Wouldn't he be a 13?
When something feels good, hey, with Bray, things were feeling real good, weren't they? We were like, oh, he's going to have a long run. They wouldn't have put Bray over Cena and AJ unless they were, like, really going to push him. Nope, you're done. And then, remember Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam, beats Cena? You're like, oh, man, look at the reaction. The fans are going fucking great. Oh, nope, here comes Orton. All right, well, that's the end of that. Man, this man is great at killing really, really good pushes.
You just made me realize that could lead to Randy Orton as WWE champion defending against John
Cena at SummerSlam. Randy Orton and Cena, the two biggest,
Not
the
happening.
two biggest champions.
No, not happening. Not
Remember
happening.
this moment when it does. That's your Rumble moment.
Yeah.
No,
They fucking,
no.
Oh, Vince's cock just got 3 times the size on this
No.
day. Orton and Cena on SummerSlam.
I mean, there will be 10 fucking matches, probably, maybe 13, but
Oh yeah, it's gonna be 4 hours with a 2-hour pre-show.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what they do as long as I get my 4-way. If I get my 4-way, do whatever you
On
fucking
Raw,
want.
yeah.
I'd stroke your dick off, have Orton swallow Cena's load. I don't care. Give me the 4-way, and we're good.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, yeah, Raw to me, definitely winning right now as far as which interest I'm invested in right now, but I
easily,
still
yeah.
want to see this main event, guys. I want to do it. I want to see it.
I want to see the train wreck. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Well, no
Even-
interest, but I will be
How
streaming.
are they gonna fuck it
so
up?
I guess we'll be there live. Scott will hear us react to actually watching it.
If you're streaming, I'll be there. If you will have me. If you will have me on your stream.
Yeah, actually, I think I actually have that. I think I actually have that Sunday off. So
Hi, come join us, Will.
Uh-oh.
yeah, if there's no new Japan to watch,
Well, let's be honest here. You're going to watch Battleground over New Japan. I mean, obviously.
you get the fuck out of here.
But anyway, I think that's it, guys. I think we need to head out of here. There's so much to talk about that we missed the past couple weeks to talk about. But I think that's good enough for now. That's good enough for now. We'll see you guys in 2
Big
weeks.
gas.
There it
It's
is.
so big. Oh God, I can't keep going. Dick
My
hard,
boner
bro.
is unbelievable.
We're out of here,
I
guys.
wanna do an incest angle with my daughter.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.